What up, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. I want to talk about honor amongst men. I want everybody to put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly. If I'm coming through. What is good? Pound the like button on your way in. It's a very important topic, especially for a lot of you brothers who've been following the platform and supporting our initiatives and been involved. Now, the Most High really put it on my heart to really speak on this today. It's been a lot going on, fellas. Some of you ladies see some of the things going on in these social media streets as well. And my necessity to chime in on some of the issues that I see going on among the Israelite community is just what it is. It's out of necessity. There's a lot going on with Straightway Church, Straightway Ministries, and I am one who has promoted Pastor Down on many occasions. I promoted Straightway on many occasions, and it seems some things have changed. And I want to use this as an opportunity to teach those who actually have been involved in our initiatives. Because one thing about it, we must learn from the mistakes of others. And, you know, for those who don't know, Elder Rufus, Pastor Rufus, along with Pastor Dow, have gotten into a dispute, and it seems to be non-reconcilable. Shout out to Ringo TV Reactions. He did an open rebuke. And after watching the open rebuke, it seems that the spirit of preeminence may have rose up on Pastor Dow, and the man seems to have a hardened heart. And that's just from the outside looking in. That's what we see. And we can only base that on how the situation was dealt with publicly. And it was dealt with in a tasteless fashion. And just going on that alone, a lot of brothers in truth have been discouraged to actually get involved with the work. You know, there's a lot of people who've been hitting me up behind the scenes. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters alike who don't want to be ruled over by anybody. And I want to make this very clear, especially to you brothers out here. Especially to you brothers, because, you know, a man's supposed to rule over his household. So that should go without saying. But when it comes to honor amongst men, this is something that needs to be understood. And this needs to be known that what we're doing and unlimited potentials, farm grounds, is nothing like a church. And I need to make this clear. Now, I need to make this clear for various reasons, because, see, a lot of people don't want to get involved in religious institutions anymore for some of the same reasons that we've seen in this whole Straightway fiasco. Here's the thing. Every man should know this, that Christ is the head of you. Let me repeat what I just said. Every single brother should know that Christ is ahead of you. Yes, you can learn a lot from brothers who have walked the walk. You can learn a lot from brothers who have built and labored. But at the end of the day, y'all are men. Don't think that you coming into a camp setting, a church setting. No, every single man will be held accountable to his own actions. And it won't be no New Breed is ruling over this, or this brother's ruling over that, or that brother's ruling over this, man. It just doesn't work that way. And I don't want brothers to come into this truth and support of what we're building, thinking that that's going to be that type of setting when it's really not. When it comes to our initiative, every man, he's a king in his own right. Every man is a man, and we will have mutual respect among each other. And the way things will work will be done biblically, because, you know, a lot of brothers are coming into truth. But it won't be in a church setting. It won't be in a camp setting. We'll just follow those tenets and principles written of in the text. And one of those tenets are, if you have an issue with a brother, the scriptures say that things have to be done in a certain order. It tells us out of the mouth of two witnesses. So if I have an issue with another brother and that brother's not trying to hear what I have to say, and I'm rebuking this brother and I'm confronting this brother in an issue, and that brother is not trying to hear what I got to say, I have to go get two other brothers so they could be a witness to what took place, so things can be judged righteously, fair and balanced, right down the middle. Not my word against your word, not your word against my word. It has to be done properly. You understand? And that's just a foundation principle right there. Just like somebody said in the chat, that's exactly what it is. And, you know, that's just what it is. And I need brothers to know, you know, that I'm no longer in support of straightway ministry, because I know I brung a lot of people over there. There's a lot of traffic, you know, that went over that side because I promoted it. And it's not to denounce the work that they've done. It's not to somehow you know, cast judgment on every single member of Straightway, because I don't know those brothers like that. But I do see when leadership seems to be having some issues, and it won't be right for me to not clear this up when I've told people time and time again to support that ministry over there. So it's out of necessity, and I don't even want to be talking about this, but it is what it is. When you see things drug out in the public and things are done in a manner that is just not right, then I have to address my community of people so we can know moving forward that you're not coming into that type of environment. And I need you brothers to understand that. And issues that we have as men, they have to be chalked out behind the scenes, number one. Number two, even if we have issues among brothers, one thing that you must realize is all of this is bigger than us. All of it is bigger than us. You may have a problem with a brother. Y'all may have a dispute, some type of discord, but you got to understand, brothers, it's bigger than you. This is about our dynasty, our legacy. This is about our children's children. This is about securing our future. This is about preparing for the times to come. And that's bigger than just your personal dispute with another brother. There won't be any situations where brothers are respecters of persons. We won't be doing that. We won't be respecters of persons. We won't be coercing other people against other people because there's a disagreement. It won't be like that. Everything will be done fair and balanced, and that's just how it has to be, right? Yeah, somebody said it, our legacy's involved. And thanks, Marissa, for the contribution. I appreciate the support. Born Rowe, he said, we're going to learn from our predecessors and do things the right way. Absolutely. And that's exactly what it's about. And Born Rowe, he's a part of what we're doing. There's a lot of brothers that's watching right now who's seen that whole fiasco transpire over there in Straightway. And, you know, it just seems from the outside looking in that things wasn't done properly when it came to the treatment of Pastor Rufus. And, you know, when it comes to our land initiative, what we'll be putting in place, let me make this clear, because I want 100% transparency with every brother involved. We won't have disputes over land, over finances, over anything that's carnal of this world. There won't be men giving other men 30-day notices or anything like that, because here's how it's going to work. Every man who is in the building process of our land initiative, I've spoke to the land purchaser. He don't even call himself the land owner, because that land is your land. This land is my land. That land is your land. And this is how the land purchaser views this. But the people who will be in the development stages of the land will have, check this out, I want y'all to hear me. There will be notarized ledgers on each man who is building his plot, taking his stock, and doing what he's doing. And that notarized ledger will give you a lifetime access to that land. And it won't be like you'll be building on that land, putting in your hard work, your labor, and that land is not your land. So I need you to understand that. Now, you know, we know that situations occur, things happen, you know, but the spirit of discernment must be on the men of the Most High. And that's where our position is, to discern who is who when they come into that land. And if, you know, our discernment is off, then this won't work at all, you know, because it won't be nobody serving for a number of years and then worrying about, you know, basically living in bondage, worried about if they have a place there. None of that can ever happen with the structure that we're putting in place. All right. Somebody said to acknowledge the truth and they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil. Right. I hear you. I see you. And, you know, and I want to talk about the spirit of preeminence for a moment, because this message is even for brothers who, you know, a part of the building process, brothers that we are connected with. And listen, that spirit can rise up in anybody. And it's something that you got to realize. It's something that you got to recognize when it's there. Now, brothers, when you have a mutual respect and honor for your brothers, you're not going to try to shun what they have to say. You're going to have open ears. You're going to be receptive and respectful to each man that's involved in what we're doing. Because here's the thing, we don't go nowhere without respect. We don't go nowhere without respect. Secondly, the spirit of preeminence causes one to have a very hardened heart. It causes one to desire to be praised and worshiped. We've seen this many times. We've seen this time and time before, where a person becomes puffed up, they become arrogant, and they become full of pride. And I'm just warning you, brothers, to check that at the door. If you a brother who got a lot of ego, if you not a humble brother, if you one of those guys that feel like you got to be the HNIC, then building with us, you coming to the wrong place. You coming to the wrong place. See, each and every last one of us brothers have our own gifts. We have our own talents. We have our own what you would call contribution to the whole project. Each and every last one of us have our own contribution. And we must respect that as such. Some of us are going to come in learning new things from each other, where it's going to be steel sharpening steel. It ain't no you coming in and one man is ruling over you and telling you what to do and how to do it. No, we got to learn from each other moving forward. We got to learn from each other moving forward. So I know there's a lot of men who are discouraged because they see, you know, the straightway situation, and Brothers in Truth has shouted them out a lot. You know, those brothers showed us what is possible. They showed us what can be done. And the Most High, his timing is impeccable because he's showing us what not to do in those type of situations when there's turmoil amongst brethren. He showed us what not to do. And, you know, we're getting closer in truth. We're getting closer in our projects. As some of you all know, at the end of April, we'll be putting up a livable structure on the land. There's already one livable structure on the land. Actually, more than that, because we got RVs parked. We got a woman who has built a small home there. She's built a small home there. You know, we're going to be building a yurt, a Mongolian yurt. It has already been dispatched. We'll be getting it towards the end of April. And, you know, it's going to be a team of brothers out there putting up something for the people. And just to show you that it could be done. And, you know, that's what Straightway did for us. Straightway showed us that this could be done, that it's possible that men can come together and actually build something, and it can manifest itself, because we see the Gentiles, nations doing it all the time. Man, let me tell y'all something. I was riding locally in my area that I live in, and I seen signs saying that this community is about to be developed. And it was a Publix out there, a grocery store. And I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, these people threw this Publix grocery store up in less than weeks. Like, it was less than a month. I mean, a huge Publix. It's a community down the street from it, a complex down the street from it. I'm talking about this complex was thrown up in less than a month. I'm riding by it one week. You see the construction workers out there. The next week, they got it built. It's a whole community, a whole neighborhood. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, damn. The other nations are amazing. And I was amazed, I marveled at it, and it kind of pissed me off at the same time, and it kind of intrigued me at the same time, and it kind of made me feel a certain way when I know our people built this here country. And it made me feel a certain way that it's like pulling teeth to get brothers together to do something like that. So to see what Straightway did, it was a real great example of what can be done. And just to see what's going on over there now with leadership and how things are being conducted publicly. It's a shame and it's bad to see. But I know what can be done. I know what can be done. King Connect, thanks for the support, says, for any community of people in the truth to last, Christ must be the foundation, divine order must be in place, or it will become corrupted. We got to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're absolutely right, King Connect. And, you know, honor amongst men is important. Like, men are going to have disputes. We're men at the end of the day. We're going to have, you know, we're going to have situations where voices may get raised and things may happen. I'm cut from a different cloth. Y'all got to understand my upbringing. You know, my dad, he was a prize fighter. My dad was a prize fighter. The man fought all his friends. Like, literally, I grew up watching him and his buddies get mad at each other, go out in the yard, scramble with each other in the backyard, come back in, have a beer, and act like nothing happened. Like, literally, that's how it was. In order to gain my pop's respect, you know, they even said this at his funeral. In order to gain his respect, you had to fist fight him. That's what it seemed like. And it was said jokingly, but the point I'm trying to make is the way I grew up, the things I've seen, you know, I understand that it can get like that for men at times. It just is what it is. We men at the end of the day. But when it comes to family, livelihood, when it comes to livelihood, a man should never be directly trying to affect one's livelihood in a malicious way. And this is a lot on the table. This is very serious. So this is a serious matter when it comes down to it, because if people are going to be supporting what we're building and being involved, you got to know that your livelihood is not put in jeopardy whatsoever, that your livelihood is good to go, and that you are not in any bondage because you may get into an altercation with another brother. Now, of course, if a person is a constant problem, a person is a real issue in the community, of course we got to get rid of that person. But what we seen happen in Straightway, we seen months ago a man get labeled a pastor. We seen a lead pastor of the church give nothing but praises to this man, and then say, look, after 15 years of serving under me, you know, you got 30 days to get the hell off my porch. That's crazy. That's crazy. So there has to be structure. Things have to be done a certain way. And we're learning this. We're learning this from those who came before us. And at the end of the day, no disrespect to the other members of Straightway, because hopefully y'all see the light of day. Hopefully you'll see the error of your pastor's ways, because he's in error. And it's clear because you have the mouth of many witnesses, men of the Most High, such as your Ringo TVs, myself, you know, others, brothers in truth, Floyd D. and Rollo, Pastor Rufus. You have all these brothers who can see error. Sometimes as a man, you got to look at yourself and say, you know what, maybe I need to test the spirit that I'm operating in. And it just is what it is. Because one thing about it, men of truth are going to judge appropriately in these type of situations. And that's what it is. Somebody said, yeah, I don't follow Dow anymore. Hey, that's your prerogative. That is your prerogative. I'm not here, again, I'm not here to tell you who to follow, what to do. I'm just here to clear the air, letting you know that I no longer support the ministry. And since I was promoting it, I'm letting it be known. Whatever you choose to do, that is what you choose to do. But the purpose of this particular live stream is setting the record straight for how we will move. How we will move. So the brothers who are involved, the brothers who are watching what's going on, the brothers will know that they don't have to come into a situation where they're uncomfortable and their livelihood is at jeopardy. You got to know that that's not the situation that you're being placed in. You got to know that it's not a church. What you have here is you have Unlimited Potential Farms. Shout out to Mike Monroe, the land purchaser, who had a vision a long time ago about communal living, who purchased the land for his people. You have myself, New Breed Global Truth, and you have Congregation of the Mighty. And that's Elder Uwitazai and his family. In his family, you know, they're beekeepers. They've been in truth. They've been doing community work, nation building work for years. They've been in the truth for years. And that's who you have involved. It's not a church. It's not a situation where somebody's trying to rule over you. There will be people from different walks of life. There will be people with different belief systems involved. There will be people living in the community who just are like-minded, but not necessarily in total agreement with every doctrinal belief that one may have. That's not the type of situation that you'll be walking into, and I gotta let that be known, right? Shout out to Floyd D. and Rollo, says, New Breed, exactly, we are our own men. We're building, going towards the Most High. All praises, let's go. Absolutely. That's a fact. We all our own men. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, as men, As men, ain't nobody gonna be talked to no type of kind of way, disrespectful, none of that stuff. We're just not gonna have that. You know, respect go a long way. When you honor your neighbor and you don't have that spirit like you ruling and reigning over somebody, let me tell you something. When a lot of the brothers come through, I'm gonna be learning from a lot of you brothers. I don't know how to do everything. I don't know how to, I'm not a carpenter. I can give you the basics. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a plumber. But there is skills that I do have. So when you brothers come in and we shake hands, you're looking at, you're not looking at some leader who's ruling the community and running the community. You're looking at another man who's trying to learn just like you trying to learn. And we're building and we're trying to create an environment for our children and platonic family. Well, we ain't got to be surrounded by these weirdos and people of the world. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be surrounded by gang stalkers and perps and agents. And most of all, we don't have to deal with those Gentiles who be running these rental offices who will just do you dirty. Because we're leaving the world to get away from that. Because you can walk into a rental office and offend somebody. You can walk into a rental office and offend somebody, and they could say, yo, let's set them up and find a reason to get them put out of their house for, you know, give them a 30-day notice. That stuff happens in the world, bro. I'm telling you, that stuff happens in the world. I know brothers who have been targeted in their communities just because somebody in the rental office don't like them, and they'll just strum up all kind of charges and try to harm that person to get them put out. I've seen this happen countless times. So, man, we don't want to be like the world. I mean, if we're gonna be going into communities to live amongst brethren and live amongst each other, then there's no way we should be in circumstances where we got to worry about if I offend this brother who's in leadership, am I gonna get put out? Nah, we're not moving like that. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna sit around and talk. Somebody said noise campaign. Are you saying that it's too noisy here? If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, because I know that I'm sitting by a street. Thank y'all for the support. Hold on, let me read these super chats. I do appreciate it. Y'all supporting towards the work. David, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, we good. Yeah, man, we just in a time where that spirit of preeminence, that narcissistic type of spirit, you can't come in like that. Like, and some of you brothers, I know that y'all strong in the faith. Some of the brothers that join us, but you're not coming to start a church. Let me make that clear. If you have, you know, your knowledge of the Bible, that's all fine and well. But don't think that you're gonna come among the brethren and then go start you some type of religious institution among the people. And that's just not fitting to happen. That's not how it's gonna be ran. We're gonna have a set of rules that we're gonna live by and that we're gonna follow. And you know, the crazy part is, even though within the world people get evicted for all kind of crazy reasons and there's no mercy on people, the least I can say about in the world, at least the people can get along, bro. For the most part, you got people from all walks of life living in your neighborhood right now, and they're not at odds like that. People tend to mind their business. So why can't we build our own and people just know how to mind their business and live accordingly? You know, that's just how it gotta be. You know, everybody's so worried about having a position of power and being this one and being that one. If you coming in with that type of spirit, you got the wrong spirit. You gotta have honor and respect. One thing about it, if you're one of those brothers who take kindness for weakness, you're in the wrong place. Because make no mistake about it, brothers can be very calm, but brothers gonna be men at the end of the day. So don't come in thinking you're gonna take advantage. Don't think you're gonna come in being some type of apex general. You know, these men be thinking they apex just because you may lift some weights and you may be bigger than everybody. Don't think you coming in fitting to bully and treat people a certain way. That's not fitting to happen. That's not fitting to happen with us. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's real talk. That's real talk, I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell you, brothers, the way we're going to do things is going to challenge everybody to use their mind, use your physical labor and your spirit to get the job done. You understand? That's what it's going to be about. Somebody said, yep, y'all better listen. This is real talk I'm giving y'all, man. Somebody said, yes, don't let that manipulative spirit control your behavior, brothers. Right. See, when you understand that Christ is over you as a man, can't no other man manipulate you or control you. You know, and that's a defense mechanism when brothers try to put on that brute force type of spirit to try to kind of to gain carnal respect. And a lot of guys, they only know how to do things through fear. And here's the thing, right? Because I've been around for a minute. And I don't know if you brothers have ever witnessed this, but have you ever witnessed somebody threatened by you just for the simple fact that you your own man and you can't be controlled? So people be threatened because they can look at you and say, that man right there can't be controlled. And they'll be threatened by you because you putting Christ first. Because you putting the Most High first in your life and you your own man. So people who have weaknesses and certain indeficiencies in them, because they don't really have that spirit, the Holy Spirit that they should have, they'll begin to feel threatened by your presence. Why? Because you can't be controlled by them, but everybody else around them. I've been in these situations in school. I've been seeing these situations in school and various places that I've been. And it'll be that one guy that they can't manipulate and control, so they'll be threatened by that person. And they'll make that person an enemy. And that type of situation can't listen, we can't have that. We can't have that. It just got to be respect. I don't expect no man to follow me like I'm Christ. I don't expect that. I expect you to follow Christ. Now, I know there's a scripture that says, follow me like you follow Messiah. I can't even remember what disciple said that, but at the end of the day, I want you to follow Messiah. Because the same thing that he put in me, the same light he put in me, he can put in you. The same enlightenment, the same insight, all of these things you can learn from the Messiah. And that's what's going to make you better men. That's what's going to help you rule your household, run your household, have your children in order. It ain't going to be me. You shouldn't have to come to me constantly for me to show you how to be a man. If you have the Messiah in you and you're following the scriptures and the tenets of that word, then your family is going to be straight. You may come to me for advice. You may come to me for some type of counsel. You might go to another brother for some advice and some type of counsel. And the Most High may speak through those men. This is a fact. But at the end of the day, you brothers are coming out there to the land so you can build your future. And it's okay for you brothers to be selfish in securing your family. You're not coming out there to serve us. You coming out there because you want land. You want a home to live in. You want to be in an environment where it's platonic family and there's not a bunch of weirdos and letter coalition running around your children. You want an environment where you can come outside and see the teenagers and see the kids throwing the football, throwing the frisbee, actually outside playing. You don't see that in the cities nowadays. You want to come in an environment where you can see the children actually outside having a good time and playing, and you want to see the brothers cooking out, the sisters out there with a sisterhood. That's why you want to come out there. It could be because you want to step up as a man, not because you want to serve our purpose. Serve your own purpose. You a man. You want to be set apart from the world. That's your reason. Yep, John 14:12. Verily, truly, I tell you, whosoever believe in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do them even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. Absolutely. And that's the thing about, the spirit that brothers in truth see on Pastor Dow. It's like, the Most High will do even greater things. Yes, you was used in great ways by the Father, and you done great work. But at some point, you gotta have predecessors. You gotta have people who follow in your steps who do even greater things. I'm in hopes that the works that I do, at some point, I see brothers in truth do even greater things. Do you understand? Why are they doing even greater things? Because they following the Messiah. Because they following the truth. I'm not threatened by anybody doing better than me, going further than me. Listen, let me make this clear. I'm just here to do my part. And I'm sure that all the other brothers who are involved, they feel the same way. They just here to do their part. Like some of you brothers involved, if you know others, reach out. Tell them about our initiatives. Tell them about what we got going on. Some of you brothers who've been on land walks, let people know what the deal is. Because at the end of the day, that will be you doing your part. That'll be you doing your part. And that'll be you showing respect for what's being built. Know what I'm saying? That's real talk. Like, we in this together, y'all. And at the end of the day, if we say we in this truth, then the bottom line is we all we got. If we say we in this truth, we literally all we got. We can't be claiming to be the biblical Israelites, although we are, if we're not following the tenets, if we're not coming together, being those agricultural people, building together, following our rules and regulations. I'm not trying to do all that. So, it just kind of is what it is, man. And when it comes to straightway, I hope that a lot of brothers just open their eyes. The open rebuke that Ringo did was phenomenal. It was truth. The brother said what needed to be said, and it should mean a lot to a lot of you brothers that Ringo said that, because he is one who has bigged up Pastor Dow for many, many years. And for that brother to open rebuke him, that should speak volumes. That should speak volumes. And I just hope that people surrounding that situation make the right decision, and the right decision will be choose the Messiah. Choose the Messiah. Choose truth. Choose the light. At the end of the day, and that's and it's not to try to sway people's opinion. I'm just saying. The Most High can have judgment on people who are complacent when things are done wrong. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get into the inner workings, and the only reason I'm addressing it, again, is because it's public, and the way it was dealt with seemed a bit tasteless, and we can only go off of what is public. And at the end of the day, we're learning from those mistakes, and we're going to move accordingly. Somebody said Matthew 1:12, and after they were brought to Babylon. Okay, I don't know what that scripture have to do with what we saying, but we're in a time like never before. we're in a time where there's a lot going on within the country, and it's time for us to move accordingly. It's time for us to put all our issues to the side and understand that we all we got, and there has to be honor and respect among men. Ain't nobody fitting to be ruling over no other man. I mean, I came up in an era where I watched the camps. I watched the camps humiliate people. I watched the camps bring people before, and I'm not saying all camps, but I've seen some crazy things happen. I mean, I watched brothers get scolded publicly. And I said to myself, I never will want to be a part in anything even similar to that. When I would watch these things happening, when I was learning the truth, and I see grown men being scolded for what woman they, because they dealt with a woman that every other man wanted, or just crazy stuff, right? And I watched humiliation rituals take place in Israelite camps. And I said to myself, I never would want to be a part of anything even minutely close to that. I would never want to be in no environment where I got to answer to another grown man about my marital affairs or my life in general, things that I should be able to control as a man myself. And I never got involved. I never became a part of no camp because I'm a man. I'm a grown man. Ain't nobody fitting to tell me how to operate as a man. If I'm not harming nobody, if I'm not doing anything wrong, ain't nobody fitting to rule over me. And see, a lot of men feel threatened when they can't control you. And we're not those type of men. And I have to make that clear. We're not those type of men. We're intellects, we're wise, and we just want what's right for our people at the end of the day. You understand? So I just thought I'd come through and drop this particular video to let y'all know what my stance is. Yep, I see Ringo in the house. Salute to Ringo. Y'all make sure y'all support and subscribe to Ringo TV Reactions. And he says, facts, I never joined a camp. Right, can't do it. Can't do it. Because you got too many men in these camps who want to be Pharisees. They want to be scribes. Some of these guys, ruling over men don't even rule their household properly. Don't even have control over their household, so that they're looking for some type of position of power so they can rule over men. Like, I've seen it all with these camps. So it's like, I don't want nothing to do with that. And anybody who building with us, you're not coming to that type of environment. You're just building among people who want out of this demonic system. You're just dealing with people who are opting out of bondage. Literally, we're opting out of bondage because when you paying this rent, this high rent, $2,000 a month, $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. Listen, all that adds up, number one. And number two, you're still not getting what you deserve where you're living at. We want our people in situations where they can stack money up. We want our people in situations where we got some type of food bank of our own. We talk about the grocery stores. If the grocery stores do this and do that, we want our own trailers. We want our own food banks. We want these things. We want platonic family. Man, woman. A man and a woman coming together. That's what we want to see. We want to see babies being born, and they ain't got to worry about as soon as they come out the womb, somebody trying to, stake claim of them. So that's what it's about, man. We not moving in that type of spirit, and I really don't want the brothers to be discouraged. I know y'all seen what happened over there, and some of the brothers, man, was like, yo. Literally, man, some of the inboxes that I got from brothers, it was like, yo, do you see what's going on over there, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. If we join y'all, who's to say this ain't gonna happen to us? Who's to say that, we help build up everything and then all of a sudden, y'all brothers got a problem, or, somebody got a problem with New Breed, and New Breed got a problem with this guy, and now it's all on the internet, and I'm on there telling it, yo, bro, you got You got 30 days to get off my porch, as if I thought the land was ours. You know, I thought everything was common to every man. I thought your land is my land and my land is your land. I thought we was a nation of, what happened to all that? I don't want y'all to think that would ever happen. That would never happen. And this is the type of messages I've been getting. So, you know, I had to cover it. It would have been negligent me not covering, you know, addressing my audience and addressing the community and all the brothers involved. I want to ask you brothers to share this video, all the brothers involved to share it, what's going on. Yeah, giving a man 30 days after 15 years of serving, that's crazy. 30 days after 15 years, that's crazy. That's crazy. And you know, we can only go off of what we see publicly, and it's difficult to look at. And I just hope that Pastor Rufus and his family are in you know, high spirits. I hope that, because I can only imagine what the brother's going through in a situation like that. And I just hope that the brother stays in high spirits and everything pans out for him and his family, and that the brother finds healing, you know, in all of this, because that can't be something easy to deal with at all. And the Most High must really be using Pastor Rufus for a great cause for that brother to be going through such persecution in this day and age. But I just hope everything goes well with the brother and his family. But other than that, man, you know, brothers, that's just what it is. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through. Got some moves to make. Y'all have a blessed afternoon. With that being said, shalom and peace.